Hello. Um, okay, so I know I said I was going to work on this off stream, but I ended up being like extremely exhausted. So all I really did was do the panel outlines for this first page here. Um, but looking on the bright side, um, I feel like the quality of my art has improved when I've done it while I'm streaming. So if I had worked on this off stream, it probably would have turned out worse than it's going to. Uh, in other news, I was extremely sleepy all day today, so super exciting, I know, but I'm ready to get back into this. Um, so for this, I'm gonna make sure that I keep the background and the foreground as separate layers because it's gonna be, oh my gosh, so loud. Uh, it's gonna make it easier when we start coloring and stuff because I'm gonna want to add atmospheric perspective and all that. So. And this is actually like really not detailed compared to even just like the later pages in this chapter. So I'm gonna have to improvise a lot. What size? Maybe like 12. Okay. Actually, I almost want to like do this part first, but I don't think we have to. And this is actually also my first time doing line art on stream because when I started streaming, I was doing colors for the previous chapter. So it's a new experience for me. Okay. Ah, let's add a little bit of variation here. Let's see, that does not look correct at all. I think this line needs to be like completely horizontal. Uh, yeah, that's better. Okay. Hmm. Like this. Gotta keep on reminding myself to not overdo it because especially for just background details like this, it's really not needed. Okay. The trees are probably going to be pretty difficult. Actually, though, I feel like since this is going to be the closest part of these clips, we should probably add some detail here. Also, I should mention I've been having some issues with like just like getting YouTube videos to play. And since my playlist is a YouTube playlist, I could see this potentially causing some issues for us. See, yeah, it's happening again. Oh my gosh. I have to refresh it. Shuffle. Hello? There we go. And if that keeps on happening, I might just have to like switch to another platform to listen to music. We can keep that as is, I think. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out how to simplify these trees. Like, in an earlier chapter, like, they were in a forest like this, and I'm really not happy with the way that I went about drawing the trees. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about that because they're gonna be going back through this forest again. And I'm probably gonna have to like do some proper studying and like look at references to see if I can get a method that works. Yeah, I like that. Because the further away we go, we're not gonna see the tree stumps and stuff. Okay. Actually, the way that I drew this forest, I didn't include like any branches on the trees. Like it was all just like this, basically. So I feel like I should maybe stay consistent with that, but it's like that looks pretty bad. Like that doesn't look very realistic. A bunch of Ys. I'm only gonna do the first layer. I'm not gonna have like depth for this. Like I'm probably just gonna paint in uh like a solid color behind all these trees to give the illusion that there are more in the background. And I totally could go in and like add lines here, but like that's just way too much detail. Like it would be so dense to the point that it's like actually distracting. Maybe one more here. Well, actually, that's going to be covered up by Lilia anyway, so there's no point. That's a tangent. We don't like those. Okay. Huh. We're gonna move on to this too, like these other clips. But first, I wanna think about maybe adding a bit of detail to the leaves themselves. Can we get this to work? Sure, that looks fine. Okay. So that's done. Can move on to this. This is going to be even further away, so we can probably just do one of these and call it good. That's yeah, nice. So that's gonna be one layer. Well, actually, I don't see why the sun and the clouds can't be included here. Let's add those too. Where are you? Let's just make sure this line is really thin. I think five should be thin enough. Oh God, that's why you make a new layer. Okay. Clouds. But like the thing is, like, for some reason I kind of don't like the effect that we get if we actually outline the clouds. Because like if we think back to what we started doing back here, like the sky is completely just painted. Like there's no line art there. And a lot of the backgrounds are too. Like if the backgrounds are more simple and they can just be communicated via simple shapes, then they're just painted as well. So I feel like we could just use this as a guide, like this underlying sketch for when we color it. And we can just leave the sky as is. Okay. So this is, hold on a second. This is distracting now. Gotta focus on the foreground. And actually, oh, I probably should focus on the speech bubbles themselves. Because I don't want to like draw a bunch of stuff just for it to get covered up. Yeah, I actually forgot about that since it's been so long since I've done this. So let's do that. Balloon pen. Wait, no. We gotta start with the text. Silly me. Usually use 11-point font. Okay, I think that's pretty pleasing to look at. But the issue is I kind of just erased the underlying sketch when I was doing the layouts for this. So now I don't have anything to go off here. And this thought bubble is going to be smaller than it was in the layout, which is too bad. Okay. It's broken again. Oh my gosh. Let's just listen to like a full album or something. Ooh. What's a really long ambient album that we could listen to? Okay. I know just the thing. 3.5 hours should be good for us, for our purposes. Okay, that's chill. And then might as well just add these too. Oh, I hate that though. I have to like manually drag it on top of everything. Okay. Let's add the other ones. Actually, wait. I guess that doesn't matter. We can put the other two in this panel. All right. Actually, no, this one's gonna have to be over top of everything too. All right. You go up here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then that up here. And just to be safe, I'm gonna wait until I have the rest of the line art done before I add the tail. Which, I probably should have done for these two as well. But... All right. So we have this. Let's work on the foreground. I'm just gonna save this just in case. Start with the road that they're on. I think this is actually going to be like slightly curved. I have no idea why. Like this is really confusing actually. Um like this right here, I have no idea what's going on here. Um let's do one of these, I guess. Yeah, I feel like I could have done this better, but it is what it is. These could just be straight lines. These actually aren't the same width, which I don't actually think I mind in this case. Yeah. Okay, and then it's like really hard to tell if I meant for this to be like a straight line here, or if I just meant for it to be a curve. you know? That's why it's important to be as precise as possible in the sketching phase. So I think I like it better as a curve, but if that's going to be the case, then we're going to have to make sure it's the same on both sides. Something like that, and then duplicates. That makes things a lot easier. That is better. There's actually like one of the reasons I like this brush is there's actually so much like variation with it. Like just the way you draw a line can lead to it looking completely different, and that's something that usually really isn't as much the case with a pen. Okay, how does this look? Let's it's gonna need some work. Okay, I think that's gonna look fine when it's colored in. It sucks though because like this brush is actually like really fuzzy when you zoom in, so it's not like precise. There's upsides and downsides, is what I'm trying to say, basically. The animated avatar is dope, dog. Just dropped in to say good shit. My break's over. Damn. Ah, I know that feel. I worked like back to back 10-hour shifts this weekend, and I was so tired I couldn't even stream. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the kind words. Okay. God damn it. Um, I'll make sure these are symmetrical. uh, Close enough. All right. This can just go all the way down. Okay. And then maybe we can just have this one like not be here because like we want it to be like walking. So it could just be like she's in the middle of taking a step. Um this is actually nice because like I'm not like questioning myself as much as I was when I was doing layouts. But of course like I still am a little bit. Uh yeah, that's fine. How does that look? Nice. Just go add these. And we're not doing the circles on one side anymore because that just doesn't make sense. I just remembered that like the new method of shading her armor that I came up with during the last chapter. That's probably going to be a nightmare. I actually don't know if I want to continue doing that the whole way through. That looks really good. I can just erase you. Okay. I should be using the line tool for this, but I'm not. Okay. Oh, and actually, I have to get rid of this and close off this shape because we're going to be outlining this. Okay. Perfect. So since this is like a character and she's in the foreground, we want her to stand out more. And I'm probably going to do the same with Faye, even though he's farther away. So we're going to outline the character. But that is way too much, and I don't remember what size I used in the past for this. Oh, wait, no. I think the reason that it looks wrong is because it's not drawn on the border. Okay. How does that look now? Good. I'm happy with that. This is gonna look really cool when it's all done. Oh man. It's really tricky when there's like super tiny details. And I'm using this brush. Yeah, like it's crazy how much I've improved over the course of this chapter, because I feel like fundamentally, like I could have made this more appealing. Same with this, like I don't know what's going on with his hair here. It's a little wonky. Okay. This is back when I gave him like the weird like Popeye arm anatomy. Which, you know, it kind of works, but it also kind of does not. Yeah, that looks super weird, but it's fine. Like, what even are these legs? Like, it's so weird. How does that look? Okay, sure. Just make sure that this is closed off. I almost added this to the selection, but realized it's going to be backpack, so be unwise. Then we have to go back and erase this part. Okay. So now we can go in, get the background, clean everything up. Wait a second. What? Okay, hold on though. Hold on though. Okay. So I just completely misinterpreted the sketch. Wow. Um, let's. Hi, welcome to the stream. So let's just where are you? Where's the background? This is a www drawing. Thank you, 3 W's. I'm so honored. Get rid of that. And then I'm gonna have to redraw it back here. You like it? Thank you. This is weird though, because like it gives like no space for the actual water. Huh. Um, how does that look? Yeah, that's fine. I guess you subbed? Thank you. Uh, I do have like an alert box thing that like shows like a notification on stream when someone subscribes, but I think it only works if you have your subscribed to channels public. So, yeah. But thank you for subscribing. Your support is very appreciated. So something else that I want to add here is some cracks along here. And maybe like one going lengthwise along this. Okay. Yeah, these are cool because like they're almost like contour lines. They help communicate the form a bit. Okay. So much talent. Thank you. Okay, now I think we're finally ready to well, first we should probably merge everything on the background into one layer. And then we can start cleaning up. All right, that's everything. So now we can turn this off, then lower the opacity on this, and erase. Well, actually, okay, wait. I messed up. Because the thing is, we want the road that they're walking on to be part of the foreground. Duh. Dadoy. Where are the cracks even? What the? Hello? Oh no. Why are they on this layer? Oh. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is copy, delete, paste. Okay, that should fix it. Merge these down. Merge these down. Okay, good. And then merge that and that. Perfect. We got the foreground and the background. All right. Um, okay, wonderful. First panel complete. It's also pretty much the most complicated one on this page. I don't even know what I was thinking here. Like, I'm probably just gonna make this all ocean. Like, this looks so bad, but okay. This should be pretty simple in comparison. And I decided to actually show his ear in this one, which is strange because I don't usually do that. Okay. Uh, I want there to be like a little bit of a point here, but not such an extreme one. Okay. All fine and good. Oh, this is going to be such a pain. Like the nostrils are like surprisingly easy to mess up. Okay. This mouth looks really like lopsided. I'm gonna try to fix it. What the? Is Clip Studio Paint frozen? No, it's not. That was scary. Yeah, I like that better. Well, first let's... Okay, yeah. Much better. Gotta be careful here. It's really easy to overdo this. Okay, and then maybe some lines to make the hair easier to understand. Oh my gosh, yes, I love that. That is perfect. Wonderful. Okay, this is going to be outlined as well. So we're just going to close the loop here. And invert outline. Wonderful. Actually, these need to be cleaned up. Other than that, it's done. Nice. Oh, wait. We have the background behind him. It's going to be like extremely simplified, but it's there nonetheless. Actually though, I could probably paint this. Like I don't even think it's worth it. Like it's just a single line here. So. Yeah, we basically just do the same thing over again. Trying to make use of the pen pressure here by like starting off by pressing down really hard and then slowly letting go as I continue. That was almost perfect. Almost perfect. Okay, I have to make sure that these at least slightly resemble each other. Okay, close enough. Ugh. Oh my gosh. This is so tricky. Okay. All right. Whoa. That actually looks really good though. Yeah. Okay. I actually don't like how this looks, but I think it'll be fixed once I outline it. And the ear looks bad too, but this is all because of the underlying sketch. So there's only so much I can do. Oh man. I don't know if I even want to try with eyelashes. Okay, I'm just gonna check to make sure there aren't any glaring errors here. All right. I think we're good. Whoa. Is this outlined? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh man, something I hate about this is like it makes the insides of these lines look really bad. I haven't really noticed that being an issue before, but like looking at these two panels right here, like it's really obvious. It sucks that I have to like go back and fix this. Ugh. Why? Okay. Let's do this one too. What is that? Okay. Really like how this panel turned out. Gonna try to do my best to do it justice. Kind of screwed up this line here. Gotta admit. Okay. I feel like I made her brow like way too prominent. I don't know. Oh no. Yeah, like I do want to change like her face shape because like this is not correct. This is one of the things that I found uh to be really interesting about doing line art. Because like I didn't really used to do line art in the past. Why does that sentence sound grammatically incorrect? I don't know why. Anyway, I basically for a long time I just did paintings. Uh, so like I stopped doing line art. I would just like paint over a sketch. Uh, and that's fun and all. Uh, but you lose so much precision when you do that. And a lot of my old work, if you zoom in, it looks really, really bad. Uh, which I don't find to be the case for a lot of my work on this comic. At least the issue isn't as egregious as it is with my paintings. But like the point that I'm trying to get to is like with line art, like just tracing it is not enough. Like you have to actually think carefully about every single line that you're putting down. Because like if I turn off this, like the way these lines are drawn, oh my gosh, voice crack. It just doesn't have as much like feeling or soul in it. I don't know how to describe it. Like if you just trace it, like it feels like the life just gets sucked out of it. This is gonna be tricky. Okay. But like I feel like this eye would be further over too. Like it should be at the edge of this, right? Okay, better. That looks so bad. I'm gonna keep it like this. It actually looks better that way. Okay. Okay. Yeah, like you actually have to like focus and pay attention. Like you can't just mindlessly draw over it because then it'll look flat and not as vibrant. Like it's the line weight that really makes line art look good. Okay, let's see how this looks. This needs to be like a smoother line, I think. And I think this line needs to go away. Uh, that looks strange though. Oh my gosh. The more I look at this, the more I notice mistakes. If we bring this back, okay. You know what? That's fine. And I'm also don't want to forget. Get rid of this. Okay. Ooh, the curve on that. So good. Nice. That's so good. Yes. Perfect. Should probably add some contour lines for the hair. This can probably be reduced. Okay. Nice. I'm really happy with that. Now we can add the tail. Cool. Uh, for this, I think it's actually going to be pretty simple because I'm just going to be using the line tool a lot. So, no need to worry. Whoa. Perfect. This is tricky because I want the road to be. Actually, what I could do is that's 8. I could just have it be like one of these things where it only curves at the point where it curves. What am I even saying? Yeah, I just want like this first section to be like equal in width. I don't want it to be like blah. Okay. It's probably a better way of doing this, but that is it actually looks okay. Okay. Now I'm just gonna duplicate it and then move it down. With the guardrail things. And the characters are probably gonna have to be drawn even smaller here. I didn't realize that. So we can erase you for now. And erase this. Whoa, what is going on here? Ugh. Okay. So I'm trying to understand this. Would I be moving it this way? What? Would I be rotating it? Yeah, I think I'd be rotating it. How does that look? Let's try it without the sketch. You know, that's actually fine. Okay. Let's add the support pillars. This is going to be probably pretty tedious, actually. No, I think I got the perspective for this like completely wrong. Like, I don't even think they would be visible. At least not at this point. Maybe once we get over here, they would be. Like, something like this. Yeah, that actually looks a lot better. Cool. I fixed it. Okay, and then like for the ocean, it's all gonna be painted, so we don't have to worry about that. Merge these down. I wonder if this is actually a bit excessive. Yeah. Want to have something here. Yeah. Yeah, these cracks feel like a little bit repetitive. I don't know. Gotta add some variation. This is a good start. Stretching. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, adding like these almost vertical ones are gonna help a lot, or is gonna help a lot. I don't know. Okay. No, that's not gonna work actually. Eh, no. So I think the way that I want these to work is for them to be like almost like fractals. Like we're just gonna see increasingly more detail uh the more cracks are connected to each other, if that makes sense. So like if we just have like a straight line like right here, there's not going to be much going on. But if there's like a triangle that's being formed, then we can go like wah, 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 and just like subdivide it over and over and over again. Uh, yeah. Oops. That. Just a bunch of Y's. Crazy. Let's go down to like 4. Just like making sure that none of these lines form a tangent is like the most important thing I'm learning. It's looking a lot like a spider web at this point. Uh, we haven't even gotten started on the guardrails. Ugh. I feel like I had a real thing going on here at the start, but I seem to have lost my touch. Like, I really don't like the way these look. Mm, I would add a bunch of these, like just lines that don't go anywhere, but they don't taper off. I use the line tool, so they end up looking really bad. Like they look like tree branches when that's not what I'm going for. I wonder if I made this like needlessly detailed, because it's going to be a huge contrast between the ocean and this. So, oh man. Okay. Guardrails. Ooh, actually, like spacing out these lines the further away we go actually does a lot. I think that looks really good. Let's have it just be focused on this center area here, because that's where the characters are. Like all the lines can be like sort of emanating from that point. I probably should have. Oh my. We're not going to talk about that, but I probably should have kept that in mind when I was drawing these cracks, but I don't want to go back and redo it. This right here is like, it's not like one of my favorite songs of all time, but it's incredibly good. You're back. Welcome back. We're about to be done with this page. Yeah, I don't know if like this is sampled from something or if it's an original composition, but either way, amazing stuff. Nice. Can we just merge all this stuff safely? Where is the last one? Okay. Let's just focus on the characters. Excuse me. This is tricky because they're like, I don't know, maybe I can make them stick figures. Okay. No, that's fine. Oh wait, and also this is supposed to be Faye. Keep it up. I will. Thank you. Plan on doing this every day that I am physically able to. Oh man. Okay. Whatever. Sword. And then all right. I think we're done with this page. Yeah, I really didn't expect this to turn out like this, but it's chill. Okay, save as, or just save, because I already have the project file. Yay. Yay indeed. We're gonna have to do this 20 more times, and then we have to color it in. It's so good. Thank you. Um, if you haven't already, you can click the link in the description if you want to read the chapters that are already released. I've made 11 chapters so far. Okay, new file. and imports page 2. All right. So first I'm going to save this. Project. This is going to be page 165. Okay. We can just start by making a frame here, and then we can split it up into smaller frames. Remember me when you get famous? I will. Actually, I'm gonna write down your username right now. For the meme. Because I'm totally gonna get famous. Of course, it's confirmed. 100% confirmed. /J. Okay, let's do the speech bubbles. This is gonna be a lot simpler than the previous page. Yeah, on God. That is actually perfect. I have a feeling we're going to run into a situation pretty soon here where the text is actually too big and I'm going to have to shrink it down. Because this chapter is like a lot more dense in terms of like the text per page than a lot of the other chapters I've made are. Want to make sure that there's enough space around this speech bubble so it's still readable. And it's actually pretty hard to make these by hand. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, like this is gonna be a lot. I actually doubt this is gonna fit. Can I just move this? Okay, perfect. And something I regret about this that I so I have like a philosophy for this comic where like I don't like to like go back and change things. Uh and I just like try to keep moving forward no matter what. Uh but something that I regret here that I kind of wish I had done instead is I would have had her like show her phone or whatever, or like show the contract itself, because I've realized like I've never actually shown like the UI for the app that she uses that she gets the contracts from. And I feel like that's important just so that the reader can kind of understand the whole like gimmick of that, if that makes sense. So if I can do that later on at some point, I will include that. But is it because the comment is too long? No, it's just like I when I was designing this page, like I guess I just had the idea of her being in this sort of pose, which is fine in its own right because like I feel like that adds a bit of characterization. So it's like it's not like this is a bad panel, but there's like there are other ways I could have gone about it. Oh, and also I changed the name again uh from Sunken Mire to Rudria. And that's going to be the name of like the entire like continent that they go to. Just like that whole swampland mass. You get overwhelmed when you write a lot and you have to trace it. Yeah, I could never like hand write this. I feel like either just using like free fonts that are available online, which is what I did, or like making your own font is is the way to go. Because like my handwriting is so bad. I feel like it doesn't make sense for her to just go like in Rodria. Like that doesn't really flow as well, so we're gonna change it so that she says in a place called Rodria. Rodria. Me too, my handwriting bad. It's a struggle. Um so this actually does fit. Never mind. And the reason I called it Rodria is because we have like that factory uh that's like spewing all of like the red pollution and like turning the water red and stuff like that. Uh and like ruddy usually means like reddish or brownish. Well, actually, let's look this up. Ruddy definition: having a healthy red color. So it was like that kind of fits with what we're going for. Hello, welcome back to the stream. Okay. We are going to continue with the speech bubbles. But that's like that really does not leave a lot of room. Like her head is actually going to be like overlapping the speech bubble, which I kind of don't like by moving it up a bit. But we don't want this top line to be too close to the edge either. Okay. This panel's even smaller, so let's see if this fits. You need that Kickstarter to happen now, dude. I need a physical copy now. Oh my gosh. But like I want to really wait until I have as much of it completed as possible because I really want it to actually get funded. It would suck so bad for me to like put all this work into making the thing and making the Kickstarter only for it to not get funded. So that's like the most important thing to me. So I probably am gonna wait. But I feel like now or you're, oh god, it got cut off. What did you say? I'm scared. Take your time, it'll be awesome. Thank you. I'll try. You're going to come over there and steal my files? Oh my gosh. That actually is something that kind of scares me about this, is because like I'm posting it all online. If someone really wanted to, they could like screenshot it, I guess. Like it would be in really poor quality, but they could like make their own. But don't do that or I'm gonna have to sue you. JK, JK. But yeah. Um not can this fit? Oh my gosh, perfect. Perfect. Wait, what size is this? Okay, good. Yeah, these panels are like really cramped. I really should have like scaled down the characters. Oh, wait. I won't do that. Amazing drawing is not what I can do. I mean, you should believe in yourself. But yes, don't steal my work. Yeah, but like you own the copyright, and if you get a written document of your ownership and you print to print, everyone gets... Yeah, I guess so. Okay. It's only 11:30. See, like the progress is gonna go so much faster because there's so much less planning that we have to do. Basically no planning, because the plan is right here. You can only draw Gojo and Meg. Wait, who is Megumi the guy with the black hair from JJK? Yeah. I know him as Fushiguro, so that's why I got confused. You did screenshot my comic, but that was because you're gonna make an edit, then the editor dipped. Oh, it's okay. That's fine. But I'm sad the edit didn't get made. I would have liked to see it. I'm like super, I'm so like I want people to do like fan art for this like so badly. It's not even funny. Just like any sort of other interpretation of it, I welcome with open arms. Okay. You can find another one, but you deleted all your social media recently? Dang. Why did you delete all your social media? Um, you will definitely make a fan art? Awesome. Thank you. Can't wait to see it. So you can only send it to me via email if you do one? Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Hmm. This actually does kind of work. Like it sort of curves around the shape of her head. So that's cool. Someone trauma dumped onto you and you just hate. Oh man, that's too bad. I mean, at least you got your inspo back. That's good. Oh, do I want this to be a separate line? Yeah, it probably would make sense to be a separate line. Okay. Ah, but see, like this leaves no space. I do not like that shape. You did delete Discord because of the whole face scan to see if you're 18 thing. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I feel like that probably makes things safer. So now you legit only have YouTube? Okay, gotcha. Hmm, okay. All this patience and hard work need more people in the stream. I mean, yeah, I would like that, potentially. I'm content with anything. Like, okay, let me explain this. Like I feel like it's actually kind of nice, like just being able to like be authentically myself. And sometimes if that means that I like don't talk at all and I'm just quietly working on the comic, like that's gonna happen. And like but I feel like if a bunch of people are watching the stream, like I'm gonna feel like more compelled to like try to be entertaining and like I don't know. Sorry, that probably didn't make any sense, but anyway, you could draw a 3-page comic remake of your comic, but it'd be in black and white like the art trade I did with you. I'd like to see that. That'd be cool. Bye bye people, it's your bedtime and will you have another stream tomorrow? Yes, I will. So, but yeah, uh have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Okay. Trash can. What time? Probably like 8 or 9, but lately it's been 9 Central Standard Time. So, yeah. need to move this. My handwriting is so hard to read. You'd probably format the paneling different since your paneling style is different. Okay, I mean, that's chill. Okay, bye, it'll be there? Hell yeah. Okay, so that takes up a lot of space. Also, what's the guy's race in the comic? I know he has darker skin, but he has straight hair, so I assumed like either Mexican or South Asian. Um, so I'm not going to discuss that yet, but I guess you could say he's like an Asian coded character that's not necessarily Asian, if that helps. I hate this. Like, that looks so bad. So they're coded. Okay, yeah. Um, okay. Moving on. Okay. Have you shown your comic to your family? If so, what do they think? I haven't. I've told them I'm working on it, but I'm probably not gonna show it to them until the physical book in my hands. But they're supportive and stuff, so it's nice. Okay. Perfect. We're done with the speech bubbles. That probably I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about the backgrounds here. I'm probably just gonna paint them. Except for like this bridge that they're staying on. I'm gonna have to draw that. But everything else everything else is chill. Whoa. This chin. How did I do that? Oh my gosh. The way I drew this hair is just so bad. Is your comic sci-fi fantasy or is it just sci-fi? It is just sci-fi. There's gonna be a lot of stuff later on, and even like the stuff with Mara, it's like kind of like I understand why you would get the vibe that it's like sci-fi fantasy, but it's like everything magical in the story just comes from like really advanced technology. I feel like I had this right the first time. Why? Wait, what the? Why did the chat messages get deleted? Oh, wait. Okay. When do we get to the tentacles? JK, JK, unless. Yeah. I don't. Actually, wait. I can show you. I can show you something funny. I have a really old drawing that has a character from the comic and tentacles. Um, Bro, where is it? Oh, here. This is before I even had the concept for the story in my mind. I was just drawing random shit. Yes, more. Listen though, I don't like the implication, so we're just gonna not. I'm really sorry to disappoint you. It's okay, I know. I'm being silly too. Uh, okay. This is good so far. Gonna be tricky to get it to look right. Never mind. You have to head to bed. All right, have a good one. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, you have a good night too. Can't wait for the next chapter. You might have to wait a long time. I'm sorry, progress has been slow, but the final product is going to be so much better than I had even imagined when I started this. So, yeah. But I'm going to keep working at this every day. So, it'll be there eventually. And even if you do have a big audience on streaming, just be yourself. People prefer honesty, not a facade. Toodles. Thank you. I will keep that in mind. But, you know, I don't want to be presumptuous and assume that I'm going to have a big audience anyway. Um, the lower lip needs to be included here. Okay, I think we're done, which is awesome. Select invert. Outline. Ah. Yeah, like what's going on here? This is strange. I don't like it. Deselect. And we're done. Okay. So I'm gonna have to actually make this a curved line. But how do I close it off? Okay. That's... Why does it taper off like so severely? We could have something like this, maybe. No, that doesn't work. Let's try polyline. Oh god, okay, that's terrible. Is there an option to control this? No, there's not. Like, what the... Please. Just... Okay. I'm just gonna have to live with that. There's nothing I can do. Rodria. Actually, I want to look this up and make sure that this name isn't being used in like some other like super famous media property that I don't know about. Like I already did check, but I want to double check. Rudria. So if we Google search this, we come up with Rudra, which is apparently a Rigvedic deity associated with Shiva, the wind or storms, Vayu, medicine, and the hunt. Uh, so I don't think that's gonna have any like thematic significance in the story. It would have been cool if like things lined up like that, but okay. And three fingers. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. No. I think tomorrow I want to make an effort to just go on a walk because the weather has actually been getting pretty nice here lately. So I want to take advantage of that. Oh, this is tricky. Add some lines here. Um, okay, that's fine. I'm being kind of lazy here. I'm not really putting as much effort into the line weight as I should, but so I have a lot more room in these panels, which is kind of annoying because the sketches don't really extend all the way down. Okay, and I am actually gonna do line art for part of the background. Well, this would technically be the midground. Just some diagonal lines here for the overpass. I feel like that makes sense. Mm, that actually adds so much. I love that. The way her wrists is is a little bit awkward, but I don't know how to fix that. So we're just gonna move on. Um, oh, I'm gonna have to draw lines here. Also, yeah, I don't know how I feel about the latter half of this album that we're listening to right now. It's not really as good as the first half. Right. We have to close that. Okay. Good. His eyebrow looks a little bit weird here. Like, why does it curve up at the end? It's interesting. Okay. Then we could just make. Oh no. Duplicate it first. We just. It's going to be parallel. And then we can do it again. Magic. But this actually makes it look like way more steep than I really intended for it to look. You came back because you can't stop watching this amazing stream. Uh, do not ruin your sleep schedule. Just go to bed. I say this as someone that has a chronically messed up sleep schedule. You can't stop thinking about these drawings. And you're trying to get famous too? Well, you probably shouldn't be taking advice from me because I'm not famous. So, like, go watch someone who's actually famous if you want to learn how to get famous, you know? Not to be rude, but just like, okay. You'll try going back to sleep? Okay, good. I would feel bad if you actually ruined your sleep schedule. Yes. Okay. I believe we're done with this panel. What? No, definitely not. Oh my. What eldritch monstrosity am I creating? How do I make it stop? Please! What the fuck? Ugh! That is so disturbing. I just want it to be a straight line. Okay. Now we draw this one. I didn't actually give her full eyebrows for this. I kind of want to keep it though. Like these actually look good. So I don't see an issue. I do not see an issue. That ear looks really weird. Like why is it tucked behind the hair like that? What's going on? Okay, I have about an hour left before I'm gonna end stream. So we should be able to get most of the way through this. And let's actually see how long I spent on this first page. An hour and a half? Okay. That's not bad. I feel like that's comparable to how long I've taken on the line art for some of the previous chapters. This smirk is so funny to me. But I want like only this side of her mouth to be open. And that's actually really tricky to communicate at this scale. It looks like she's trying to do like ventriloquism or something. It's not it's not giving the vibe that I want it to give. Okay, moving on. Wait, I need to see this goes down so much farther. Like damn. And then I gotta be careful to make sure that these don't line up with the armor pieces. Okay. Good. Uh, that doesn't really make any sense. I think something like this is more realistic. That still looks kind of awkward. I think it's just because of the way I drew the sketch. Eh. Um, you know what? It's fine. Okay, that is actually much better. Yeah, I like that. This panel's just so awkward. I could have done this much better. Okay, we're gonna have to add the midground again, but first let's outline everything. Okay. All these lines are going to be converging towards the vanishing point off screen. That's basically all we need to know. I think I want these to be even closer together. Starting off. Yeah. Um, can I maybe move this down so that it's a bit less awkward? I'm just trying to think about like the overlaps with the shoulder plate here. These. Okay, I think that's acceptable. Hmm. I really hate this gap. It's so ugly. It's because the tail is too short. I think if we, it's still there though. Wow, that's really annoying. I'm just gonna save this here. Okay. All right. Was that the last track on that album? Oh no, we still have like an hour left, which is insane. I'm happy with these hands. Oh no. What do I do here? Oh, oh my god. Okay. Slightly better. Slightly better. That's still kind of concerning though. Now that we have more room, I'm gonna actually have to draw his pants and legs. But we're gonna focus on that later. Holy moly. Okay, good. We're gonna try to stay consistent with these other panels here and include the midground in the line art. Oh wait, I almost forgot the backpack. That's extremely crucial. Okay. Pretty simple. All right. I say a lot when it's really not needed. Especially because like I'll just say it. Like there's I don't even have like a thought queued up. I just fucking say it, dude. Just potentially. I think this is slightly more appealing. And then bro. Now I'm like hyper aware of it. Put like a straight line right there. How can I get this to look good? What the fuck? Why can I not get this to look right? If we want it to be really crazy, we could have this line up with what we've laid out here, but like that's just it's just way too much effort. Okay, I think that's good enough. Awesome. How do we do this? Oh, see, that looks so bad. That looks so bad. Uh, sure. It's fine. Save. And then I didn't even put a background for this panel. It's probably just going to be the sky. Since this is such a zoomed in shot. Ooh. Okay, adding this like sharp point here actually makes the eyebrow look so much better. We're just gonna omit the ears for this one. Sad to say. Okay, we just need some room for the steel. I actually like the way that looks. Okay. It's like really subtle, but I like the way that this eye is kind of like squashed compared to this one. I feel like it adds a lot to the expression. Um, this corner of the mouth feels off. It's 12:34. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish this page and then call it a night. I think that would be a good stopping point. This is okay. That might be a bit much. And the tail. Awesome. I remember when I was working on the sketch for this, it took so long. So I really hope it's not going to take as long. And like, I don't even know if the 3D guardrails were even super necessary. They don't even look that good. It's kind of sad. Um, yeah, this does not make any sense. Like, this would be a much steeper curve, I think. Like, specifically at this point. But it would also be, like, closer to that because of the perspective. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try to not overcomplicate things. Okay, now we need you to be this size. Yeah, oh my gosh, this is so what am I doing? What am I doing? Wow. Hmm. I don't like the way that curves down at the end there. Okay, better. Perfect. This one actually looks slightly less trash than the other one. For some reason. Cool. Cool and nice. Cool and awesome. So the hold on a second. Hold on. Why are these like tilted away? Like, it's kind of bad. I feel like they should be pointed down this way, if anything. But and I'm like rethinking this. These icebergs. I don't know if I want to have them be there because I'm just thinking about like the sense of scale and how far away this would actually be. Uh, and I kind of want it to be like so far away that they're not even visible. So, okay. What else can I add to this? Uh, let's start here. These definitely like this makes no sense. Why is it at this diagonal angle? Oh my gosh. It needs to be much flatter for it to even remotely look good. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like it. It's actually kind of a cool effect. That one does not make sense. I don't think there's any way that I can get it to make sense. Let's just leave it as it is for now. Oops. Let's just avoid this pillar entirely. Ooh, very cool. Oh no, what happened? Why did the video... What? Okay, the video's still playing. That's just a really abrupt end to the song, I guess. That's totally out of left field for this genre. Whoa. I actually really like this. I've listened to this whole album, but like I forgot what some of the latter half it's like. It's actually really awesome. This is part of the reason why I want to start listening to stuff for the first time live on stream, because then I can have those moments where I like find a new song that I like. Like moments like that are just truly beautiful to me. All right. Can I draw Lilia in 10 minutes? We're about to find out. God, this song is so... What the fuck? I don't know if I would even want to show her eyes or her eyebrows for this. I don't think it's super necessary. What the? Why? Did I accidentally use the color picker? I did. I really like that. Okay. Maybe didn't need to go that hard, but that's way too steep an ankle. Which means I'm gonna have to redraw the hilts. I should probably start with the sword first, huh? Now that I'm looking at this, I kind of don't know what the point of having all of this space above them is. Like, something should go here to justify this camera angle that we have. But alas. Okay. We're basically done. Outline. And then we just gotta clean everything up, and then we are done. Let's freaking go. Ah, the airbrush, the dreaded airbrush. I shouldn't say dreaded. I actually really like the way it looks. Hold on though. Gotta add some of these. These don't really match up, but I kind of don't care. Yeah, so much wasted space here. Maybe it'll look better when it's colored. Let's just consider this whole page. Oh, yeah. I really like how this turned out. She looks kind of goofy here, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Genuinely. Okay, I'm gonna head out. That was really fun, and I can't wait to do it again tomorrow.